and welcome. My name is Anissa, and welcome back to Something to Finish podcast, where I discuss topics that help you and I ascend to the highest version of ourselves. First off, thank you so much for tuning in for the first time or tuning back in. I'm very, very glad to be here and I'm glad to be back. I did not post last week and I am going to explain why in a moment after I make my usual announcements, which is to please, please, please so that we can push this content out to others who may enjoy it, who may need it. Please subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Apple Podcast, or on Spotify, or all three, or all three. That's not a problem. You can do all three. And please remember to leave a comment on YouTube, interact with me, like the video, like the podcast episode, leave a review, 5 stars. Tell me what you love. Tell the other people who may find this podcast what you like about it, what you want to hear more of, and what you've received so far from the content that I've put out. And speaking of the content I've already put out, go ahead and listen to the old episodes because there are a lot of good gems. There are a lot of good keys for your life. You know what I mean? You don't got to take them, but I'm putting them out there. So I hope that somebody makes use of them. And so, yeah, let's hop into the episode. I'm very glad to be back this week. And like I said before, I did not post last week. And it was because I actually went out of town on a trip with my friend, my longtime friend, Shahan. So shout out to Shahan if she is listening, which I know she is because she's always a big supporter of everything that I do. And I'm super grateful, super, super, super grateful for our friendship and how long it has come and how far it's come. We've been friends since middle school. That's a long time. Like we big grown. So yes, shout out to Shahan. I love you so much. So I'm gonna start off by reading. First off, that vacation was much needed. And she thought about me and she invited me. So we just had a really great time. And it's actually what inspired today's topic, which is basically just to not take yourself so serious. So, yeah, let's jump right into the Notes from the Universe card, which I've been sharing with you all. Isn't that beautiful? If you're on YouTube, you can see the visual on the back of the card. It's really beautiful. All the cards are awesome. And they have just really great images on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it off. Notes from the Universe by Mike Dooley, 60 card deck. So yeah. When you look around you at those in the world who flourish, thrive, laugh, and love, those whose lives are filled with friendships, adventure, and abundance, aren't they more often than not, first and foremost, the dreamers? Whoa, coincidence? Or did you just luck out? Wink, wink, the universe. Once again, we come up with a great shuffle of a card. Perfect for today's topic. I just I'm just really grateful for my mom because she got me this card deck and it just always comes in handy exactly when I need it to. So, what I got from that card is literally what we're about to talk about today. It says, the people who flourish, thrive, laugh, and love, those who are filled with friendships, adventure, and abundance, aren't they more often than not, first and foremost, the dreamers? People who are labeled dreamers, people who are labeled maybe lackadaisical, people who are labeled as those who maybe are always in their head. I guess just not really taking anything too serious. And I wanted to touch on that because, like I said, me and my friend had a really good conversation when we were out of town on vacation together. And it was just basically about how a lot of, like, we were basically talking about ourselves. We were talking about how we always, every time we get together, we're just always joking and laughing and just just having the best time and not really caring about being too grown, or you know what I mean, like being serious, or oh my gosh, like we not about to do that. Like we literally went to a virtual reality situation, and it was so much fun. Mind you, we are what, about to push 30, and most people be like, let's go to the club, or whatever, let's go to the bar hop and stuff like that. But we literally took this vacation to enjoy ourselves. We took this vacation, we had fun, we ate good, we laughed literally 99% of the time. We were watching HGTV at the hotel, like, just really kicking it and just being ourselves. And that is the foundation of our friendship, and it always has been. We're just ourselves, and we accept each other at any point that we are in life. And it's just really refreshing to have friendships and relationships like that. It is needed, honestly, especially the in the tone that the world takes these days. It's just so serious, and woe is me, and oh my gosh, this is happening, what do I do, I have to prepare, I have to, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. It's just a lot of stress, a lot of overthinking that can easily seep into your day to day. So, we were just talking about how we're glad that we have each other, and we're glad how genuine and how carefree our relationship is. And it's just always fun when we get together, and we're just refreshed and rejuvenated after we spend time together. And I just think that that is beautiful. It really is. And a lot of the times, unfortunately, especially in adulthood, when we meet new people or when we seek out friendships, it it can kind of seem like I gotta look like I got all my stuff together, or I gotta do things a certain way, or I gotta have this brand clothes or bag or shoes, or I gotta go to the club and be grown with these folks because excuse me, we're grown and this is what grown folks do. Or, it's like it's it's tiring putting on a facade or pretending that you want to do these things that the majority acts like they want to do too. Because I'm so convinced that most people do not resonate fully with the club scene, with going to brunch and mimosas all the time when we hang out, going to spend copious amounts of money just to spend time together. Like, can we not just come to each other's house and, I don't know, watch a good TV show, listen to a podcast together, cook a meal, go to the park, watch our kids run around? If you don't have kids, understand, like, hey, your friend might have a kid, so maybe we don't have the means right now to, go out, or maybe we just don't have the energy, you know what I mean, to just go out and about and do all these spectacular things. Maybe we're saving. Oh my gosh, people save. And like, it's not like a one day thing, like, oh girl, I'm saving on Tuesday, I can't do that, but tomorrow I can. Like, no, saving usually is a long term thing. So, to reach goals, we have to sacrifice some things. And in my mind, I'm like, it shouldn't have to be a sacrifice. Like, if you have those around you, your friends, your family, your loved ones, the people who you enjoy spending time around, I feel like it should be so easy to convey those things to them. Like, hey, I'm saving right now, or hey, I don't really feel my best to like go to the club. So, can we hang out, but like not do the most? Like, can we hang out, but like on the lowest of keys? You know, I just feel like sometimes at our big grown ages, we kind of force a certain narrative on each other, and it's not conducive to our mental health. It's not conducive to feeling seen or feeling like you can just be your authentic self at any moment, at any given time or moment. And that is necessary, especially if you are looking for real, genuine, fulfilling relationships in your life. So, yeah. um I just really thought that this was a good topic to talk about because a lot of people take themselves very serious. And I don't think that it is on purpose. I think that it is kind of played into, I think it just kind of happens when we see all these people on social media or even in our real lives doing things, and we have this outward view, and we're on the outside, so we don't really know what people are going through. We don't really know how people got to the places that they are, portraying that they are at. We don't know how people really feel. We don't really know. We don't know. So it's just important for me to bring about this conversation of, don't take yourself so serious that you lose yourself in your genuine happiness that you can be enjoying day to day, no matter what. It's important to surround yourself around people that you can just be goofy. Sometimes you can just be sad. Sometimes you can have deep conversations. You can have shallow conversations. It's it's a diversity and versatility in relationships that sometimes is not very available, because in my opinion, I just feel like a lot of people feel like they have to be a certain way, no matter what that certain way is to each individual. I feel like people are kind of stuck in this, I have to look like this, I have to be like this, I have to enjoy these types of things because I am an adult, or I am this race, or I am, it's just categorized, a lot of categories that we kind of place ourselves in, and we don't have to do that. And I just think it's really important that we nurture and we cultivate, if we do not already have those type of relationships in our lives, we make them and we create them, and we find those people who are willing to accept us, and at any point of our lives, and love us for who we are, and vice versa. I think that's so important. So I came up with three ways that you can incorporate this into your life. Three ways that you can incorporate genuine happiness and invite back in that childlike joy that, a lot of us were forced to step away from or slowly get out of. And I'm gonna just say that's a no no. You know what I mean? That's a no no. I want everybody to be able to tap into that childlike energy that they have within them, because no matter if you are 27, 42, 88, it's inside of you. And to utilize it and to continue to put a fire and a flame under that is what's going to help you feel fulfilled and feel like, wow, like even though hard times do come up, even though I may not feel like I'm doing exactly what I want to do, or maybe I'm feeling like things aren't going exactly how I planned, it's okay, because I can laugh at myself. I can laugh at my situation. I can be lighthearted in situations where I am told by societal norms that I should be down and out and I should be depressed. Like we're canceling that out. We're canceling that out, and we want to be our authentic selves, and we want to share that joy with others so that it can spread, because that is a thing. Actual joy is contagious. It really is. I promise you. So I'm gonna get my notebook, my handy dandy, and read these off to you, because and kind of just go into them. So don't be afraid to laugh at yourself, first and foremost. That's the first one. I already said it, but just don't be afraid to laugh at yourself. Sometimes it can really ease a situation that you could have spiraled in. And I can attest to that myself for sure, like personally. When I go through things, and not all the time, because of course I'm not perfect, I am a human being. But most times when something happens, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like what did I just do? Or, just about to freak out. I could be like, oh my gosh, like, wow, that was hilarious. Like, Anissa, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. It's just, I have to laugh at myself because it's like I was really about to like spiral out, but it's okay. Like I'm alive. I can come back from it. It was kind of funny. Like, ooh, I just hit the curb. Like I could be like, dang, I'm gonna have to get some new rims, or oh my gosh, everybody's gonna look at me like I can't drive. But it's like, ooh, girl, curb check. You know what I mean? Like just laugh at yourself. It can ease the hardest of situations. I promise. And two would be to remember things that you used to enjoy as a child or, in your youth, and tap into those things and that like carefree joy that you had while you were doing those things, and, partaking in those events or whatever that you used to do when you were a kid that made you happy. Because ultimately, we have to remember that when we were children, we did not care. Well, for most people, I know I didn't. I just was a goofy kid. I used to play The Sims all the time, which honestly, that's one of my things that I said I'm about to tap back into. I'm about to start playing The Sims again. Okay, because it used to give me so much joy. Like just to create this whole world, just to see my Sims like freaking out, blah, 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 speaking gibberish and whatnot. And it's even funny too, like, this is just a side note. My daughter really reminds me of the little Sim babies that I used to create on my Sim games. Like, it's so funny, especially when she was younger and she didn't have as much hair. I'd be like, I really have a Sim baby. Like, wow, my dreams are coming true. So yeah, that's a really good example. That was just off the top of my dome. Hey. But yeah, that's a really good example. The Sims, if you used to play it, go ahead and type back into that game. I know you still have that what's it called? Dang, what's it called? Not EA Sports, EA Games. Download it on your laptop if you still have, the same laptop. But anywho, I re-downloaded mine on my laptop. So you can do the same. But anyways, you can tap back into that and you will feel, hopefully you will feel the same joy that you felt when you were playing it when you were younger. And that's what I'm talking about. Just tapping back into things that you used to genuinely thoroughly enjoy. Like maybe it was something that your mom and dad be like, hey, get up off that game. Come and wash the dishes. And you be like, oh, but I need to finish this game. So stuff like that, stuff that it was hard for you to pull away from because you were having so much fun when you were younger. So number three, and the last one, is really important to me, and I thought it was really cool to add into these, suggestions, is to allow yourself to daydream. Do you remember when you used to daydream when you were a kid? Did you used to daydream? If it was a thing that you used to do, just sit back with me and remember this. Like, I know I used to daydream a lot. And usually, unfortunately, for kids, especially kids who grew up in public school, going to public school and things like that, we were told like that was like a mark off. Like, you're daydreaming. They're not paying attention. And I just want to say, daydreaming is really, really, really important. Just like a lot of things that society really wants us to step away from, this is one thing that unfortunately children are discouraged from doing. And I just want to say, at our adult ages, we can welcome that back into our lives, even if it's just 5 minutes of allowing yourself to sit back and daydream about things that you remember, that you enjoyed, or things that you look forward to in the future. It is important to allow yourself to daydream and visualize, because that's really all it is. Daydreaming is visualizing things that make you happy and bring you joy. And that is something so free and something so simple that you can incorporate into your everyday life that will allow you to tap back into that heart space, tap back into that childlike feeling and joy that you used to have that you may have been forced to move away from. So, I really do hope that this video and this podcast episode was helpful for you all, because I know that just having the conversation about, welcoming in our goofiness and our carefree lifestyle and our, just joy, that having that conversation with my friend was really refreshing. And I really, really needed that vacation just away from being a mom and identifying as a mom and, identifying as a caretaker and the person who's always there and just, not being Anissa, just simply Anissa. I needed that. And she was just the perfect person to get, have a little getaway with. And I, I just encourage everyone to just allow themselves to not be so serious. Allow yourself to laugh at yourself sometimes. Please. It's so necessary because there's so many things in the world that are just deemed so serious and so, daunting. I say that word a lot on this podcast, but it's very fitting in my vocabulary. But there's a lot of things that are daunting in this life and in this world, especially nowadays. And, to bring in joy and to welcome in joy freely, abundantly, is something that will benefit a lot of us. And not just individually, but it, like I said, is contagious. Joy is contagious. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this content. Please remember to share with someone that you love. Share with a friend that you can think back and you can contact and be like, this is us. Anissa's describing us. This is you and me, girl. This is you and me, man. We always be goofy together. We always have fun together. We never lost that childlike banter that we had way in middle school together. So, yes. I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning back in, and peace.